We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up on the 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 radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to my cinema. I'm Julie, one of your hosts. I'm Joan, my co-host. Love Doctor and Resident Joe. How's everyone tonight?
Resident Joe.
How are you guys?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. What more can I say?
That's good to hear. I heard there's like a storm in Georgia, and I'm happy you guys are safe.
Let me tell you what, it's storming and it's freezing cold outside, but everywhere I go, the ladies keep telling me that I'm hot.
It must be the color of the shirt.
Yeah, the old folks home, please.
Yeah. I want to say shout out to my homeboy Jordan, one of my number one fans. Jordan, good to have you back, Jordan. Y'all say what's up to Jordan out there. He said he be watching.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah, we back. Oh my goodness. How y'all week was?
It was good. It was interesting. New things happening each and every day. Happy, grateful. And what more can I say? You know, your description for me is happy and grateful.
Hey, that's what it's all about. That is definitely what it's all about. Being happy, being grateful, and just out here making it happen.
That's
I tell you what, anything in particular, anything special happening that you care to share?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Something spectacular, something interesting about your day. Tell us something about you, and your week. Go ahead, tell us.
Let's see. Anything interesting about my week? Nothing. Actually, I've been spending time with my family when they've been here from other states and other countries. So that's something that I've been taking advantage of. On Sunday, I was able to spend time with my family. So that's something that was interesting. You know, we don't get to do that. We're spread around the world. So
kind of spread all over. So it's always good when the relatives come in town or whatever, and you say what's up to them and all that other good stuff, huh?
That's right. Yep. And, just sit down and have conversations about great grandparents and grandparents. And so, yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, speaking of good times, I've been sitting back and I've been watching the news lately, and I've been seeing some troubling stuff. I've seen what's known as George Floyd #2. Y'all familiar with that article? Have y'all seen that about the police who tased the guy to death?
Yeah, that was yeah.
I haven't.
That was crazy. That was
crazy.
In Georgia? I don't know where it was. I don't know the location.
No.
You know what? A picture is worth 1,000 words. So how about we show y'all a picture of it?
Hold on. Okay, wait. Let's see. LAPD.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
I need to get Tony on here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
But let me see how to do that. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay.
All right then.
How about you? Anything interesting happened to you this week? Well,
I'm gonna tell you what interesting happened to me. I spent a lot of time with these kids. Oh my goodness.
What
kids is a lot of work. Oh my goodness.
It is. It is a lot of work.
Kids right here is a lot of work. They're a lot of work indeed. Oh my goodness. Listen. I applaud you and whatever everybody do. All those school teachers out there, I want to applaud y'all for the time and the effort y'all put in because I end up spending a lot of time with kids this week, and kids is a lot of work. Oh man, I'm drained.
What were you doing with the kids? That was a lot of work.
I was teaching them piano lessons.
Oh, nice. So you played the piano.
But it was a daycare. I had to go to a daycare and do it. So it was like a lot of kids, a whole lot of kids, and all of them want to play the piano. They want to learn how to do it. They very energetic and all, but I had an opportunity to actually work with who had autism. So
wow. That's
I'm
beautiful.
learning more and more about autism. Of course, I'm already aware of it because one of my friends, they kind of educated me on that whole process. But just having a student and being a teacher and teaching that student doing that's an interesting process. It's something I've been learning. So it's been really, really cool for the most part,
It's a lot of work. And what made you go to a pre-K? I used to be a pre-K teacher, not autism, but we had like 2 or 1 kid that was autistic or some spectrum. And it's not difficult. It's not easy. You have to have some type of control and an organization within the kids. If not, they're gonna just go crazy. But
right.
What made you go into the pre-K classroom? That's beautiful.
So there was a lady who basically told me, she was like, "Hey, what I want you to do," she was like, "I want you to go ahead and I want you to take your time and I want you to be able to go and do all different types of stuff." And she was just called me up one day and she was like, "Hey, I know some people who are in a daycare. And I want those people, the kids in the daycare, you have time to come out and meet with them." So that's what I ultimately ended up doing.
That's so nice. That's really nice.
So yeah. Welcome back, Tuli.
Hello, Tony.
This is very well. Let me call you back. All right, thank you. And we'll talk. So let me get this straight. Somebody added me to the show while I was talking on the phone?
Oh, I don't know what happened.
That thing say you are added to the show. They can see and hear you. Well, we fine. How everybody doing?
What up?
How are you?
What up?
That's a Will line.
That's right.
I said shalom. I gotta give me some better lighting. So I'm getting old. I can't see now. You see my keyboard? That's how to make y'all see. Y'all see? I had to get that portable keyboard. I had to hold it up. Y'all can't see it.
No, I can't see it. It blends in with the background.
Okay. Because it's okay. You sound said, "Oh, that is crazy, isn't it? Can't see it." Okay. Anyway, you see me. I can't see anything. I had to go buy me some reading glasses the other day.
Really? So you use glasses too?
Listen, I'm going blind. I told them people at the place, I said, "Lady, I gotta get some today. I'm tired of struggling with my eyes. I just can't." I was like, wow. My doctor, he said, listen, as good as your sight is, he said, you'll be able to see well in your 80s without glasses. He said, but you're gonna need reading glasses. So I had to go buy some. I had to go ahead and get them tinted. What's she damn right up? Get it progressive. Get it. She's so jealous because she can't see. She want me blind so bad.
I am blind.
That's wild. What do you do? Wear contacts and glasses?
I wear contacts most of the time, but in the house I wear glasses because it's comfortable to wear glasses. But I wear.
You know what? Is it true that if you sleep with your contacts on, it can actually roll in the back of your eye?
I'm going to be honest with you. It's happened when I was younger. I used to fall asleep and it never happened to me, but I've heard it's true.
Wow.
I'm cautious now because
I've heard stories about it too, but wow. But do you sleep with your contacts on a regular basis or you make certain don't sleep with them?
Not anymore. Yeah. I make sure I don't sleep with them.
It hurts when they sleep with them on.
I don't know. I'm so used to them. I'm falling asleep while taking a nap in the couch and with the contacts on, and nothing happens to me. But
whoa,
someone said it happened
to him a couple of times. Look at that.
Wow, not me. I try to make sure I get the thin ones because there's some that are like glass material.
I don't think I see him no contact. I was seeing him with glasses on.
Me too. Yeah.
Even when he went mad that time. I remember the video, Ray Goes Mad.
Yes.
He had him in. He wake me up. So I went and had him on then. That's crazy.
Man, y'all gotta leave that alone. Y'all gotta leave that alone, man.
What are you
But
guys
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, I know just what you talking about, the video that was made. Oh my goodness. We
You
ain't
remember
gonna
the
talk about
video?
that video.
You remember the video?
I remember.
I remember that video.
Listen, she talking about something. What is he talking about? I'm saying I know she's seen that video. There's no way she didn't see it.
Several times.
I asked him actually about that video. I asked him what was happening through his mind or what happened. I asked him because I was curious.
Interesting. But more than importantly, interesting. Tony, have you been heard about this new story that just happened?
Horrid.
They call it the George Floyd #2.
I disagree with that description though.
Talk to me, Tuli. What did you disagree about it? Talk to me. Go ahead. Do you know the reason why they call it George Floyd #2, Tuli?
They choked him out. It's similar.
Because before the police killed him, he literally say, "Y'all don't George Floyd me. Y'all gonna try to George Floyd me."
And they wound up killing him.
And then after he said it, that's what they killed him.
With a taser, I heard.
Do we have a video?
Oh man, listen, let me tell you something, man. I got some exclusive footage, man. Because I got something that the news station don't got. I got some exclusive footage that you can only see right here on 2 mics and a mind. So glad y'all tuned in. But before I tell y'all about the Tuli, what I want to do, Tuli, I want to tell everybody this right here before we show the video. I want to do one thing, Tuli. You know what that is?
Hit the cat.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, Tuli. Let me see your point, Tuli. Do that right there. There it is. Y'all see what she telling y'all to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We need to get a few more likes. We need to get a few more subscribed before I show y'all some exclusive footage. This is exclusive footage. You're not gonna see this on any mainstream media. I got some behind the scenes. Oh yeah, because that's how we is. 2 mics in mind. Everything is exclusive and everything is organic. This is no GMOs.
That's right.
We don't do that genetically modified stuff over here on this side of town. This right here is heirloom. That's a new word I learned. I learned heirloom. Y'all know about the heirloom? What y'all know about the heirloom fruits?
So we're gonna become, you know what? We're gonna come GMO.
Wow.
We're gonna tell them we're gonna get more opportunities.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Give more opportunities.
GMO. Let's go put a card that GMO.
Give more opportunities. I like that.
That's a new one. Never heard.
Go
ahead.
Look at, you know what? That does on the other side of the screen from at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh man, his phone.
I don't know why it's doing
that
that.
was good material. That was some good organic GMO material that was going on right there, and the screen froze.
I don't know why his computer is doing that. I gotta figure that out.
Is the reception, the wireless connection?
Can't be because
No, I checked it before.
We got technical difficulties going on right now on 2 mics in the mind. What I want y'all to do is I want y'all to hit that cash app until these technical difficulties. Because we're not gonna let that delay us. Well, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna
right.
keep moving. That ain't gonna stop us.
No. Ain't no stopping us now. We got you. That's right.
You know what? Do you have that song yet? Because every time I ask you about it, you like, no, but that's like 3 weeks ago when I asked you that. So I know you got to have it by now, right?
And listen, you have all the rights in the world to cut me down. And then when you cut me down, you need to ask me why haven't I done it yet?
Hey, if you speak it, it'll be done. All you got to do is speak it. That means you ain't speaking.
Listen, no, I've been speaking it. They ain't been listening. There's a couple of people out here that are major haters, I think, on my fame and fortune and want to see me go up. And I don't want to call Breezy and Big Cookie name. You know, I don't know. You know, you'll see great, like you see the Jackson 5s. Y'all see them and how good they looked on stage. But in the backstage is where the fighting is. That's why the fighting
That's what it was fighting.
That's it. That's fighting. So you know what? You know why they call Tito?
Big Cookie, man. Breezy, if y'all watching it, man, y'all got to go ahead and get that because it's that one and it's the other one that I like, the candy coated raindrops. Is that what it's called?
That's no, it's
Dream.
Dream. That's right, Dream. We put that together. And there's several artists on there.
Breezy, Big Cookie, y'all get one of them things right. We need to release one of them now. Come on now.
I tell you
Don't be
something.
sitting there perform the song and then you can't play the song to people what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Then we got Big Leon now and Jay Rich. I don't like Jay Rich. Like anytime you got internal fighting, so I hate Jay Rich. Good. You'll see on stage we'll be hugging each other. You'll see Big, or you'll be like, man, they're good. TLC, they look good on them. Like yeah. Everybody look good. Then backstage it be some internal fighting.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, on one of those songs, Tony, you actually singing, ain't you?
I'm actually singing. I'm singing on more than one of them.
You holding the note though. He's singing pretty good. He holding the note. He not tone deaf. I listen to him, and was that the whole tune that he used? It sounded like he did pretty good.
He did, yeah.
Hold a note.
Hold a note. Yeah.
So, well, quiet as it kept. I don't really like to sing. Quiet as it's kept. I really don't. I mean, I'm just kind of like. I got other things in my mind kind of going. I do so singing, I don't mind it. But you work with good people. It's okay. We could do something. You don't do something. But I actually was. They actually want to put me in there. I went a whole lot further. I really would have. People that know anything about chorus and singing, they invited me to go to Allstate. Allstate, you don't they had, you had to be invited. You had to be selected. Correct, Love Doctor.
Oh, I know all about Allstate. I'm
just asking. Let me say that. I don't have, listen, I'm going to tell like the man told Magic Johnson. Listen, I ain't got nobody know. Magic Johnson told him, who the owner for what team that was, he said, when he told his girlfriend to stop hanging around them black guys, and she recorded him and put it out there. He told, listen, man. He told me don't do nothing. I know the girl. Listen.
Yeah, right. Donald Sterling, that's his name, Donald Sterling. Yeah.
Guess what? No, Donald Sterling. I want Donald Sterling.
That's the one that he said he caught the girl who was recording, told him don't be hanging around them black dudes.
Oh
yeah.
He talked about how Magic Johnson came to him. Don't do nothing. I know don't do nothing for 2 weeks. If Magic I guarantee I lost her phone number. Listen, I'm gonna say this about it, and I'll be on there people. I want to say that because I don't want people to think I take that lightly. I know people that have been infected by AIDS, by the AIDS virus. Mm-hmm. Nothing that they did on their own. I have to know young lady, she was raped, held hostage, and the person happened to have AIDS who was doing it. Mm-hmm. So that, you got some people that contract it. It's nothing their own from rape. Or I had a guy call me years ago to tell me about he had contracted the virus, and he was praying, want me to pray for him. He wanted his wife wanted to have relations with him, and he couldn't have relations with her because he found out he had AIDS because he got it from a girl he was messing with, and wanted me to pray, and some more powerful people get prayer through for him. And she didn't know at the time. I'm sure she had been known, did not both dead, but he was like, he wasn't having sex with her since he found out. But he knew it wasn't gonna be to wait long. He's gonna have to do something and let her know. I told him I wouldn't pray for him. That's what I said. I would. I said I wouldn't do it. I'm like, you going out here and you made a mess. This is you going through outside, and then you've infected this lady. This lady has no idea. Already she got to figure out why wouldn't my spouse want to have relations with me, especially when it's been a normal practice. You figuring something going on. Why you figure. Is it me? Is something going on? And then you find out you got AIDS. Wow. And the person got to look at, I don't have AIDS, which means you either been with a man or another woman or multiple. So you can just imagine a trauma or something like that, what it does to a person, and then how society look at you. Because, if I introduce you and say, hey, this such, and they have AIDS, the first thing that's about coming through their mind is you're contracted through a homosexual relationship. Mm-hmm. That you're reckless and you're a dirty person, and that's not the truth with everyone that's contracted the virus. I just want to say that. And it's unfortunate, and I believe it's an experiment, just like COVID, that these people have put out here to. Notice what you don't find: no top world leaders have died from COVID. That's true. How is COVID only picks out other people and never have? Why we ain't lost world leaders just dying? Why you find no world leaders, prime ministers that came up with any complications to the, on the COVID virus, but everybody else come up with athletes fall out. They have a complication. other people. Why we don't see these world leaders falling dead from the COVID virus or from the COVID vaccine? Because they're not taking the same thing and they're not contracting the same virus. So these viruses to me have been created because man has always been homosexual. What about before condoms? If you look, can you look up what date condoms came out or when it was invented? Love Doctor.
Lambskin.
Okay, who said lambskin? I just said condom.
I'm saying ever since the lamb had skin.
How you know about a lamb anyway? You ain't been doing nothing.
Condoms origination date. I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up. Condoms invented. The date of invention.
You be careful while you type it in now.
It says 1855. It said in the 1850s.
So in the 1850s, man been here way before that time period, and man has been homosexual. You tell me AIDS only caught up with him in the 70s, 80s?
Mm-mm.
Because AIDS is amazing. Just like you look at the coronavirus, they tell you contracting the coronavirus is coming from you not keeping your hands sanitary, people not being sanitary. Who could have been more or less sanitary than the early Europeans who didn't know how to bathe when people weren't even bathing every day, let alone with a chemical soap. And whatever soap they made would have been a basic soap. Now you got the science of when you create these things. These people ate without washing their hands. I mean, the food wasn't kept, like it wasn't refrigerated. So your meat hung out, which means flies landed on the den. If flies laid maggots, same flies, same maggot. So you telling me man had contracted a virus that came through and wiped them out earlier than now? Other than these people have created these viruses. Now there are people that live in a fake world where they just believe that things happen. And I believe it's all through the hands of the Creator. Man will be the destroyer of himself, just like Adam was in the garden. No one destroyed Adam. Adam destroyed himself. I think he was a perfect example of showing us how all of us are going to lose our place to stay.
Wow.
Well, speaking on losing, I know what we were saying before. We were talking about that George Floyd #2.
Yep.
Whatever. I was able to find it, so I want to share a quick little clip with that George Floyd #2. Get y'all commentary on it. Let's talk about it. Callers call in. We got the link in the comment section. So if you want to call in, feel free to click on that link. It's a StreamYard link. If you don't want to show your face, you can still call in. It gives you the option to turn your camera off or on. But that being said, let's get into it.
Let's get it started.
What trouble? Pardon?
You trying to jump?
I'm gonna tase you. Turn over, I'm gonna tase you.
Yes.
What trouble? Pardon?
You're trying to George Floyd me. You're trying to George Floyd me.
Stop it, I'm gonna tase you. Okay, stop it, I'm gonna tase you. Stop it, or I'm gonna tase you. Stop resisting.
Please.
Stop resisting.
Please. Please. Please.
I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him.
You're trying to kill me. You're trying to kill me.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, sir.
Don't resist.
No.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Okay.
Stop it.
Help.
Stop
Help,
it.
please. Help.
Do not
I'm not
move.
resisting. I'm not resisting.
Do not move.
Okay.
If not, I'm gonna tase you again.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay. Help me. Okay.
Here, hold on. Stop it. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Who's there?
Stop it right now.
And that was it. The last shot, he stopped moving out of that and was pronounced dead.
That was his left side, heart side to the back. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was the heart side, his body.
Yeah, so
He died of a heart attack?
Probably. I mean, that was.
Your heart, you can't lay it on a person, but and this is the thing, it just brings me, honestly, to just see, you know.
Your camera's messing up. The reception is frozen. Tula, if you talking, I can't hear what you saying.
I know.
Okay.
Realize that. I'm sorry. Somebody, Rod said that's not the whole video. That's correct. There was a lot going on before that part, but yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if you look at the whole video, he was probably born, you know, and he probably went to preschool and kindergarten, and he probably, you know, whether he went to high school or something, he probably got a job or got laid off. Y'all won't know what happened before that. Oftentimes people try to get in what happened before that to try to deflect of actually what happened in the video. What happened before that? Well, what happened before yesterday? What was he doing a month ago? What was he doing 2 years ago? I think those are things where people can actually deflect, and rather than focus on what actually happened. What we're talking about is specifically, we see a man who was tased to death. What do you think that mindset's behind that? Because I know Tony's cameras is a little down still. Resident Joe, what do you say?
I mean, there's no way I'm happy about seeing someone get killed like that. It's unfortunate. But I think Tony was the one who asked what happened prior to this piece of video. Was he the one who asked?
No, it's a comment. It's a comment section right there in the comment that asked that.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I think Tony's camera still froze up. I don't know if he's back.
Yeah,
I can see you moving now. Yeah, I can see you moving now. Yeah.
I froze up. I listened to you saying no, I didn't say that. He said that's not the whole video. I know. We could go look at if you can pull up the whole video, but this is what I say.
He sent us was the whole one.
What was the whole video?
No, the one that he sent us initially.
Yeah, I think I saw the whole video that you sent earlier.
Yeah, send me that link to that video. I got some people want to see that. I want to put that out in some places myself. You can send it to me personally too. But this is what I say. When people say the whole video, I don't know what he's saying. It's even more, or he's saying the guy did something damaging. This is the problem we got with police, and I want to say this on two ends. First of all, to address those that come up with the why we got to make it a black and white issue. The person being arrested, then making a black and white issue. The person arresting them, then making a black and white issue. Once the person who did the arresting of the arrestee went beyond the call of duty, went beyond what was recommended to his full capability. He went way beyond the scope of his job, and you became executioner. You became arrester, judge, and executioner. That's why you separate those offices. If Dwayne arrests you, I can't let Dwayne trial you. I can't let Wayne be the jury. It's no way for you to get a fair opportunity.
Right.
All the police has is what's called arrest powers.
Right.
What should have happened at the most, at the top end, was him being arrested. Now, the fact that the gun comes into play and the self-defense tactics are because you as an individual, and even they say, you are presumed innocent until being proven guilty. So if I feel like I'm not guilty, I will fight an illegal arrest. You will fight it. If I walk up to you, I say, hey, lady, come with me. You don't know me. What you going to say? Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to go. You're going to fight. I'm not. For what? No, I'm not. You're going to fight. So it'll be the same way with some people because they don't feel like there was a right for them to be arrested. So you have your self-defense tactics to use to protect yourself, as well as disarming or disabling the person that you're trying to arrest. Y'all still with me?
Yes, I can see you. It's frozen up, but I can hear you. Your screen is frozen, but I hear what you're saying. Well, I take that back. I don't hear what you're saying anymore if you're talking. Y'all bear with us with technical difficulty. I guess Tony's going to come back online shortly, and Tula's going to come back online shortly. But let's go down to comments. As we run in some of the comments, we see right here, we have a comment by the name of Rod P, who says there's a mental breakdown. High off some jump. I wouldn't be surprised if that jump was staged. Wow, that's an interesting take.
Definitely. I've heard a couple of people say that. What do you think about that? I've heard a lot of people say that some of these things are staged.
Well,
wow.
If it was state, this is what people are like. I'm hearing mental breakdown, high off some junk. I wouldn't be. This is what we look at when we state this. Who did you get this information from? You got to do toxicology. There are a lot, and then they've been proven. They have been proven to mislead us through toxicology, through coroner examination. That's not trying to defend the guy enough for his action. If he did something that was he should have been arrested for, let's take him to jail.
Yeah.
So once there are handcuffs on a person and a person is facing the ground, I don't care what your mouth saying, that's still your mouth. I only have arrest power. I don't have power to stop you. I cannot make you shut up. I don't have that power. I can tell you if I'm doing something, listen, I'm doing what's in my limit. Take you to jail. You handcuff, you facing the ground. You're not turned over kicking where I can get kicked in the groin, get an ankle broken. You on the ground, handcuffed, saying, I'm done. I'm done. I can get something to cover your mouth for spitting. I can't stop you from breathing. Hitting you with the taser is typically the disarm to get you down. I'm taking a big risk as an officer when I use these tools because I know this can lead to someone's death. While I'm policing, my policing has gained to an end now where it's being in question. And now my freedom is on the line. I can go to jail. I've gone from an arrestor to arrestee now. So there's a lot of things these guys need to be taught on how to properly. Yeah, you got your personal feelings involved. This is as far as you can go. You know, even with your kid, they'll say, I go out and break my kid's arm and nose. What are they going to say? Where's your child? They'll say, no, this is when parenting went too far. When they're bruising, when they're breakage. And these people don't know this. They trained to come in and look and decide in an argument between me and my wife who went too far. We arguing, I pushed her. You got to go to jail. Why am I going to jail? You can't put your hands on her. That's the law, sir. Why? She's my wife. This is my home. That does not give you the right to put, but she wouldn't shut up. That's her mouth. So now, me, you ain't married. This my mouth. You have the right to taser me when you already arrested me. If my hands free, if there's a chance of weapon, I'm moving towards you. With all means, taser, pepper spray. And if it gets a weapon involved, if you have to dislodge your weapon, use your weapon. All these are first. Gun is not first tactic. Kill is not first tactic. Arresting is it. Defense. Who ain't gonna be pissed? What does that mean to you? If I take, let me ask you, I'll arrest you right now, Dr. Joe. Right now, you going to jail. I'm telling you. How does this affect you? You have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have obligations.
Yeah, it affects me for right now and my future because I lose my job.
Yeah.
In a micro, and it just affects me in every way. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also have to say that, I mean, I'm again, killing someone is definitely is very unfortunate. I think that that's something that we need to work on as society, that shouldn't be happening. However, I don't know what led to this actions, but we have to prevent certain, because we already know what we're dealing with. So I don't know what caused for him to get arrested, but I think at some point we have to do something to prevent to get into that situation. I don't know what was happening there, but definitely the death of someone is very unfortunate. That's all I can say. Definitely not. Like Tony said, arrest them. There shouldn't be a death. So
you better believe it. When I look at stuff, I'm just blown away in the sense of rationalized. I mean, we look at videos, and I think one of the things is that we've kind of sort of been desensitized in the reality of it from the movies and all the things that we watch, and just the news article is always constantly happening. So it's almost so easy for us to instantly we see something like, well, what happened before? What was he doing? Why was he on the ground? Why did he, you know what I mean? Versus actually looking at things and just saying, whoa, here's another video where we literally have video footage of someone dying right here on spot. It's just one of those things. It doesn't hit home until it actually hits home. And like what we say on this show, from a consistent base from week to week, we got to come up with a different way to actually start. It's just a matter of time before it actually does hit close to home.
Let me ask you that. I'm gonna give y'all a scenario. People say what happened, it can play a part. All right, two men with their lips on each other, right or wrong?
You can repeat that. I couldn't hear him. He said two men, and I didn't hear what he said after that.
Lips on each other's lips, right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Okay. The other day I was riding down the street, and there was two guys sitting out there, and these two guys had their lips on. The guy had his lips on the other guy's lips.
Were you giving CPR or something?
The man was giving him CPR. So right or wrong?
Wow.
So I use that as just a situation where it's important sometimes to know the beginning part or find out when I came up on the scene. Here I see two men with their mouth on each other, but then when I hear what happened before, it's justifiable. If I see two men just stand up and they hold each other, hugging each other, their lips on each other's lips and hair, inappropriate, not acceptable. The problem becomes here, you can use that in that situation. All we're looking at is the final end, and what is your end? You only have arrest powers. You know what I'm saying? So if you're sitting here, a person's mouth is going, at the end of the day, that's their mouth, you're not spitting. I can't make your mouth just shut up. As much as I want to, I don't see how you can come up and say, I can still make your mouth be shut. You could do something at this point, you overstepped your bound. Now your freedom is questioned. And it's always, now they look at an issue of is why we make it black and white. It would be great if we didn't have to make everything black and white. Unfortunately, the society we're in is black and white. Let's just charge him with bad policing. If we made the crime extensible enough, the punishment of the crime extensible enough, we won't have to look at racism. But because of they said, let's just look at it as bad policing. The reason why they'll do that, because he can't get the maximum. It can look like this wasn't intentional. And it could have been, okay, I wasn't trying to kill her, but let's be practical. When you go through academy, they make you use those tasers on each other. So you know what you're inflicting. You know you couldn't take that.
I think his phone just went out.
Yeah.
What I want to do, there's another video.
You know the video? I'm sorry, Dr. to interrupt you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
The video you sent earlier today?
Yeah, the other video. Yeah, I want to go ahead and play that video. Were you still commenting? No, is there something else you want to say?
I was supposed to say that was
on there too. Is Tony still talking? I hear something in the background.
You on mute, Confederate? Is that your phone? I get because that reverb.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now. It was reverb when I was talking. I hear the reverb.
Oh, I didn't know if I was on mute or not.
How you doing?
Hey, how's everyone? The Fabulous Five.
Hey, how you doing?
Love
yeah, we got Boston.
Miss Cooley, Resident Joe, Sean Bostic in his absence, and the one and only Tony Smith.
Appreciate you.
Glad to see you all tonight.
You as well. We missed you last week.
Yeah, I've been in recovery. I got sick again. I seem to be, repeating tales, but Yahuwah's too. Just glad to be here tonight. Listen to the interesting commentary that you all presented tonight. In terms of what we just witnessed, as far as the video of the young man being tased by police, and I was looking at Big Cookie's his comment here that's on the screen, and that's true in itself. And I like to kind of add on to piggyback on to what Big Cookie had said. Just because that the police officers did not use inflammatory remarks in terms of trying to subdue the assailant, look, the force that they use, it causes death. Though they talked to him in a low tone voice, though they tried to tell him to stop moving, they still applied lethal force that eventually caused this young man's death. So, they should be held to a higher standard anyways, because like you said, they're trained to be tased, They know what it's like to be hit with a billy club. They know all the pressure points. So I believe just for having that type of knowledge, you know, and authority, that they should be held to a higher standard, and that when someone dies at the hands of a police officer, that they should receive the full force of the law as well, even more so than an average citizen, because you got to remember these are trained professionals. But just because they're trained professionals doesn't mean that they can't be trained. They can't be biased. They're not racist. That they may have some type of ill feeling towards a race, creed, color, or gender. So that doesn't justify, because they spoke to him in a calm, a soothing type of tone of voice, they still use lethal force to kill this young man. And so we all the time, a lot of the times, we want to say what happened prior to the video, but then at the end of the day, does it really matter? Because we've seen instances where people have killed people and they go in without incident. They go into police custody when they should have known, when you know that individual should have been killed on the spot, you know. And unfortunately, it's mostly our counterparts that always go into custody without incident. But when it comes to us, it has to be a lethal force used on us. It's always
it's always a lethal force. You know what? As a matter of fact, what I want to do now, I want to share this video. It's going to show different. I actually found another video too, but I'm going to show a video right now that's going to show a little bit about what happened. I want you guys to take a look at this video and let me know if it changes your perspective in regards to the overall conclusion that you just rode to. Let's take a look.
Get off to the side here. Get on the street. Hey, stop right there. Get up against the wall. I didn't need to. Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall. Get up against the wall real quick. Stay down for me. Hey, stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. I'll get you some water here in a second. Okay? Please. Just have a seat up against the wall there. Yes, okay? Have a seat against the wall. Have a seat against the wall here. Have a seat against the wall over here. I want people to see me.
Sir, okay, you can sit right there then.
Please.
I don't want you in the road. Come here. I don't want you in the road. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Now, get down over there. Turn over on your stomach right now. Turn over on your stomach right now. Turn over. Please don't do this, sir. Please. Help me, please. You know what? Help me, please. No, please help me. Help me, please. 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 Keenan, relax. Keenan, relax. Help. They're trying to kill me. Help me. Help. Stop it, I'm going to tase you. Stop it, I'm going to tase you. I'm going to tase you. Stop it right now. Turn over, I'm going to tase you. Turn over, I'm going to tase you. Turn over, I'm going to tase you. Yes. I can't. Watch your elbow, partner. You're trying to George Floyd me. Stop it, I'm going to tase you. I'm going to tase him. They're trying to kill me. Leave me alone. Stop it.
Okay.
So that video right there actually cut it short right before he was delivering the, I guess, the final tase that actually he stopped moving afterwards on that video. Talk to me. Anybody perspective changed?
David, we were up over at Knott's Berry Farm. What do you have? Another pursuit. This is
anything. It shows the reason why you had that much time to waste with somebody jaywalking. I got to jump off my motorcycle and go through the I mean, let me tell you what we kept kind of somebody I knew that works there. He told me how his sergeant was. He said, Sergeant told me they chase somebody, don't chase them. Don't do it. Just let them go. We'll catch them later. They'll get caught. I don't want y'all hospital. You said at the state patrol call one day, asked them to help them intervene with trying to stop a car. And his sergeant asked him, what did the person do? It was like, what? We in hospital too. He said, what did the person do? I don't want to be chasing somebody down the street, no suspended license, and kill no officer.
Well,
Tony's having technical difficulties right now. Confederate State, was something that you were about to say?
Yes, sir. I was going to say, okay, in light of this young man Keenan and his incident, right now, Love Doctor, if you would you look at just real quick, would you type in Isaac Woodard, the Isaac Woodard incident, and let's see the comparison and see what you think about that. Now, just a backdrop, just a backstory on Isaac Woodard. He was a military veteran back in the civil rights movement, which he lost the use of his eye because he was brutalized by police officers for something just that was uncalled for. And I believe it's similar to this case with Keenan because it could have been avoided. And the point I want to make is that these are professionals. These are trained. They could have easily handcuffed him, put him into a vehicle, and escorted him to the police station without having to tase him and kill him. So if you could look up Isaac Woodard and let's look at his story.
That's the photo that I found right here.
Yes.
Is that the gentleman that you're referring to?
Yes.
Yeah, I just found this article about him basically, and it's pretty much consistent with what it is that you said. This is the article that you're referring to. Can you see that?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, he was in the gym, running the Jim Crow era. This man was trying to catch a bus home. I believe it was in South Carolina. 2 police officers stopped him, told him to get off the bus, said he was making an uproar because he wanted, he didn't want to be disrespected. He fought for this country in World War II, and he wound up losing an eye. He lost his sight, all because he wouldn't comply with some racist police officers. You see what I mean? My point in case being this: these are trained professionals, and this young man Keenan, first of all, how did they know his name?
I won't tell you that.
You called that. He knew the guy's name. He knew the guy's name exactly. He called him by his first name. You're right about that. You're right about that. He knew him.
He froze up. I was gonna mention that. He said, "Keenan, we're not." And let me tell you something. If you look at the fear he had when they saw that guy got a motorcycle, he was really afraid. He ran in the street. If you notice,
right?
He was trying to get away. He wanted to get up where people could see him.
Exactly.
When he moved, I was trying to figure why was he moving behind a motorcycle. He said, "I want to get where they can see me, where people can see me." And when we were right on the ground, I was gonna wonder. The video never said. He never told his name. He said, "Keenan, we're not gonna hurt you, Keenan." And that boy knew. And you noticed the other officer had his elbow in his throat. That's what he said. They trying to George Floyd me. You don't know that you can kind of can't really see.
Yep.
Yeah, that he said they trying to George, which when they were choking him. He knew that. Why would he keep saying they trying to kill me? Then he wound up getting killed. I don't know how people justify this.
It's apparent that he had some type of altercation or run-in with them in the past. I mean, it's quite obvious.
History. Some happened.
And so, I mean, when whoever digs into the story even more, we'll find out probably that there was some type of discrepancy that he had with these. If it was not with Keenan, maybe it was someone in his family. Maybe his family is not liked in the community. It could be a variety of different things. But at the end of the day, these are trained professionals. They did not have to take his life.
Well, I think that's the problem, that some of these cops are not trained properly. And I wouldn't consider all of them to be trained professionals because they're not handling the situations how they're supposed to be handling it.
And you know what?
I know.
I gotta agree with you on that, because I want to pivot just a little bit, because you guys are aware of the George Santos scandal, right? That's going on right now, right in New York.
Yeah.
That this fraud. How do you become to be in Congress? You lie about your education. You lie about your your lineage, your affiliation with the Jewish community. You lied about your education, and here you are. You sit on one of the highest offices in the country, and you're not in jail.
And
so these people they're trained liars. They push these people through the systems, and they ostracize us. They take our tax money. They brutalize us. They ostracize us in our communities when it comes to shopping and things of that nature. And so I beg to differ that these people are not trained. I believe that there's a society within a society that allows these people to navigate and to just kind of just put their thumb on us, so to speak.
Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying, man. That is really, really something. I know one thing that I found is more and more as I was researching this particular story. Apparently, the guy who they killed, he was a school teacher. In addition to being a school teacher, he was also a co-founder of the movement Black Lives Matter.
His cousin was
so I didn't know that either.
His cousin was the co-founder.
His cousin, yeah.
Not him. And they could have went after him because he was probably pushing the agenda of Black Lives Matter up that way. They're probably trying to formulate a chapter, no doubt. I'm just speculating because they knew his name. That officer went out of the way.
They really knew his name.
You're not riding on a motorcycle to stop jaywalkers. Typically, when you're doing that, you're on patrol for trying to stop cars to get a ticket. A ticket for a jaywalker really ain't worth the time.
No.
Better sense that he was targeted more than likely to be stopped. Again, it's always a cover up. And this is something that both of you guys said, Professor State for Dr. John. They're supposed to be professional. Let's be practical. Who told us that? Do we know that, or that's what we've been told? Because
that's what I'm talking about.
This is what you find with them. Based off you talking about taxation. Taxation was not supposed to happen without representation. So
right.
They put in here to represent you are a fraud. And you ever seen old mobster game movie where they come and they terrorize stores and make
extortion.
Extortion. That's what they call it. It's taxes. And they'll tell them that you're gonna pay your taxes for protection.
Mm-hmm.
That's what who's the person who's gonna do the harm to them if they don't pay? Who's the person gonna bust the windows out of their store? Somebody else because they don't protect them, or the person calling themselves to protect them?
That's right.
Think about it. If I don't want to pay, what are they gonna do? They're gonna beat me up. They're gonna bust the windows out. Then they're gonna keep doing stuff, and I don't. Then they're gonna eventually gonna torch the place and kill me. So was I paying you to protect me from other people, or was I paying you to protect you from hurting me? That's all we're doing is paying people not to hurt us.
That's right.
Separate ourselves, and I'm 100,000% proponent. There has to be a separation because the people you paying are the people victimizing. Santos also lied about working for Wall Street and another prominent company in New York. So, these guys he's only done, and you know what? The Congress Ethics Committee still don't want him, some of his own party members want him to resign. They want to formulate a law off him. They're saying you need to resign his own party. And Kevin McCarthy, who's the head of the Congress, right now the Speaker of the House, has said, no, we'll investigate and we'll take the appropriate measures. We just won't let him sit on the committee. They don't feel like nothing he did was criminal. Look how they always attach themselves to the Jewish community. I've never seen so many white Jewish people in my life. Everybody just Santos is not even a quote unquote Hebrew Israelite or Jewish name.
No,
they lie about they innocent. They 3/3 1/4 Cherokee, 4.5 Blue Ridge, and another 7.9 Blackfoot Indian. Then they Hispanic. Oh, come on. They also have lineage in Africa. They're the only people who can claim everybody at their leisure and still be 100% thoroughbred American. It scares me. I just don't know how you can do that.
You said it.
Yep. So it's just one of those things. It's like now that we've seen the video of what happened before, I'm just curious to know, callers, any other calls out there, has this changed your overall perspective of the killing? Now that you see what happened before, does that change your perspective? Call in, share some of that time with us. What we're doing right now for all those people that just joining in, this is Two Mics and a Mind. We're talking about the recent story what just happened to the black teacher who was the cousin of the co-founder of Black Lives Matter, who was just quote unquote George Floyd number 2. He was killed by being tased by the police officers. We just finished showing that video. For all those people who want to call in, I want you to do one thing. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want you to hit the Cash App. And you can also click on this link right down here at the bottom of the screen if you want to join in on the conversation. Definitely feel free. It's also located in the comments section too. You can copy and paste it. Some people calling in and they were saying, hey, they're scared to show their face. If you don't want to show your face, you can always turn your camera off and we can just have it audio only. But definitely I'm interested to hear what your perspective is, because now people want to know, hey, what happened before? So now we showed you what happened before. We want to know, did it overall change your perspective? Confederate 48, I think you were saying no, it didn't change your perspective. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. It didn't change my perspective. Like I said, we are targeted. We are a targeted community. We always have been a targeted community. I was listening to what Rob Smith was saying a while back in one of his archive teachings. He spoke on something about the white coat syndrome, that we have when it comes to doctors, people in uniform that are of Caucasian persuasion, that they strike fear amongst the so-called black and brown community, and it's by design, And when we begin to speak out against these things, then we become what, like I said, we become rebel rousers. We become people that want to incite violence. But as Malcolm X said, if the dog bites you, you need to bite the dog back.
Yeah, that's how you stop him. They holler. You know what fire does? It just burns everything down. But yet, when they have a major crisis, when a fire gets too large and out of control, they use fire to control it.
That's right.
I don't know how you expect to continue to keep burning us, and you telling me to not even water it down? I can't even cool it off. I can't do anything. I'm saying, hey, you inflamed it first. I'm just trying to stop you from going any further. And I told him when the last young man we showed last week, I knew it wasn't over. You just could, and these are only the ones we see now. These aren't all of them, and this is not globally. People don't see this as a problem because it doesn't affect them directly. It's not the murder of a white man. So when a white man murders a white man, you know what it is? That's America. They can't use it. The white man is not only murdering the so-called Negro, he's murdering every race. We don't have that opportunity. They're not going to allow us to go and murder every race. It's not happening. And I'm not asking for their permission to do it. I'm just saying at some point we have to realize that we're in a situation where we can no longer sit under America and be as Americans. We can all dwell here together. There can be a two-party system. They broke up the system when they came. When they came, they were united. And they got here and they decided they needed different parties. And that's how they separated. They realized everybody looked at, they did not want to be. This is what I don't get. Okay, people of color need to just stop, always want to break off and do stuff. So why do you have the Republican Party? They were the Whig Party, all these different parties, the Democrat Party, they were the Tea Party. They moved, they constantly keep changing. You know what I'm saying? They're the Green Party. You know what I'm saying? They keep making up the independent party. Why do you keep having, why everybody can't be one party? It's one America. Because they said, well, everybody in America has a different mindset and people have a different way of doing it. Well, so do we. Like, we want to live. That's the way we want to do it. We want to be excited.
Well, Tony's reception is breaking up a little bit. What I want to do, I have a lot of callers. They're sending text messages, but they're not calling in. So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to call into the show and share your perspective. My phone is lighting up with all these text messages saying do this and show this and all this stuff, but they don't want to call into the show. Y'all gonna stop all this bootleg trying to comment on stuff. I don't go along with all that bootleg comment. Y'all gonna show, y'all call in the show, say what you got to say. Don't be sitting up here sending me those text messages. I tell you, matter of fact, the people who want to say something, my question for have y'all hit the cash out? That's what I want to know. Truly, if we get money coming in like cash out, we're gonna have some money to cash out now. They saying look at this and look at that, but they ain't hitting that cash out. All these comments. Why they sending us text messages? Why they sending text messages? Why ain't they up here hitting this doggone link? That's what they need to do. Hit the link. Hit the link. Hit the link. This some good stuff right here. Resident Joe, has this changed your perspective? Seeing the beginning of this video, has it changed your perspective? Talk to us.
My perspective about killing someone is never going to change. I don't see that as excusable at all with whatever you show me, right? That's just my mentality. However, I do question, like, because his reaction was a little either mental or he was under something. Again, we do know what we're facing with his cops. I think they're untrained because when we have to deal with certain situations that's just per se in the project, when we have to go see kids being mistreated or whatever the case may be, cops go in there with force. They don't know anything else. But as social workers, clinical social workers, therapists, whatever the case may be, we have to go in there with understanding, right? So there's a difference. These people are not trained. But seeing that video, my question is, what was happening to this guy? What's going on? And again, it should have not been a death, but I do see that his actions were a little strange.
Gotcha. So I noticed you guys also sent some interesting articles and clips of videos that you want to share too throughout the course of the show. Whenever you guys want to share those, just let me know and cue me, and I'll go ahead and I'll load those videos up for you, whatever the case may be, because you guys sent some good stuff throughout the course of the day, some threads. So if you have anything in a particular article that you want to share, that you want to go ahead and post up, then definitely let me know, and I'll go ahead and I'll post it up.
Let me give you a scenario. There's something to think. There's another thing to think about. A doctor goes to work. A surgeon, goes to work, does a surgery. Patient dies on the table.
Stop it. Go ahead. Now go ahead.
I'm listening to the story. Go ahead. Finish the story. What's up? Huh?
This trained surgeon goes to work, performs a surgery on a patient, and the patient dies. Just think about that. When you think about a trained cop goes to work, has to arrest the assailant, and the assailant dies.
I don't think that's the same. I don't think it's comparing apples to apples,
It's not. They're two trained professionals. Why isn't it?
Now, let me say this. When you look at a police officer being a trained professional, they are trained professionals. The question we have the answer, I don't know what to say the answer. Well, the answer is, to our question, they're just not trained to say. You can't.
20, I can't.
Man, Tony, you over there struggling streaming today, man. You struggle streaming today, man. That reception coming in and out. It looked like he's smiling, trying to show his teeth. Look, y'all see that right there? He grilling for the camera, make him say, no. Make him say, oh.
You're something else, I tell you. I think it has to do is with the rain. Wasn't there a rain?
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, you back now. Just back. You back. Go ahead.
Just to conclude, they are trained professionals. We have to just look at what are they trained to do. You don't keep sending people to academies for 11 weeks and 3 months and saying they need to retrain. They've been trained. The problem is you don't realize they've been trained to hurt you. They've been trained to take your. This is being honest. Let me ask something. What do we blame our kids when they get in gangs? What do we blame our kids when they start wearing their pants now? We say social media, other influences, people they're around. So who are they around? Who's training them? What's the training? What's the information? I think if people could get a real inside look of the academy and how things are done, like you're saying, there's no way to be a police officer and not be trained in some form of parenting, because you can run into an issue where there's a child. This child is crying. What I do with this child? Put handcuffs on this child? The child parent just died. The child just got rescued out of fire. What do I do? Taser the kid? You got to tell me something. What do I do with this child? Get the child to safety, call this agency, get this agency involved, take the child, make sure the child is fed, make sure this is done. So these people are being, if I come and a person's falling out, what happened? They're telling me administer CPR. So you're teaching me CPR, but you're not teaching me how not to put myself in a situation to where I have to give CPR. So all these things are things we really need to look at and we need to try to consider. Because it makes no sense at some point that we keep saying they're not trained. They are trained. If someone's giving them information, it makes no sense when you watch other people being murdered and you watch the police officer on trial. You watch the police officer say, my life has been destroyed. I lost everything. Now I'm a felon, or even if I was proven innocent, I can never work in that field again. What would make you take the gun or taser and just take someone's life unless this is the last resort? Especially when I have cuffs on. It's 3 of us. He's been cuffed. He's facing down. He's not kicking. He's not throwing. He's not spitting. You got a spitter. He can have AIDS, anything. I ain't taking it home. I'm finna taser your behind. I'm finna put, because that spit could be very well, it could be detrimental to me. I don't know what you have.
That's right.
So now, I could see this instant, but you facing the ground. You knew his name. This is no more than a hit. I'm sure he probably thought I called his name. This is I definitely caught that. I said, maybe I missed something in the video because I never heard them ask him his name or saw his name.
Right.
But he ran to the street. Notice when he got between the cars, you could have ducked the motorcycle out for a minute. He stopped once he got between. So he is not retarded. He's not
right.
How did he know? He knew. He kept telling. Remember, he said, I want to be over here where they can see me.
I want to be seen in public. I want people to be able to see me and witness.
Exactly. He stood and he kept looking at where's the bed. He said, get up against the wall. He looked. And because I was like, why is he looking around? Because he knew you can get me against this wall and nobody's gonna know what's happening.
That's true. That's true. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller. We have a new caller called in that want to share their perspective. We welcome to the line the one, the only, the Big Cookie. Talk to us and share your perspective, buddy.
So one thing that I saw to start it, I did try to pull up the story after kind of seeing some stuff that was shown, and now some stuff that I saw in the chat. And one thing was that the reason why they knew him was because the reason why he was walking away fast is because he was leaving from the scene of an accident, according to the report that I was able to pull up. I also sent that to the Love Doctor. You want to pull that up?
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, and like Confederate State 48 says, pull that up for his Love Doctor. But nonetheless, according to the report that I saw on Yahoo, they said he was in the accident. They suspected that he was driving DUI. He was under the influence of something. When they called for other officers for backup to perform the test for the DUI, that's when he started to flee. So that's why they were coming towards him. So I believe that's how they knew who he was, because he was coming from the accident. So like, Keenan, come back, just sit down. And I believe they were dealing with him that way because they already knew, okay, I know your name, I know your information, and I believe that you're under the influence of something. So I'm gonna try to keep you calm. They're like, just sit down over here. But yeah, you scroll down a little bit more. You scroll down past that.
The teacher. Wow.
Right there. You can start right there where it said that. Love Doctor can read that for us. He probably got a better view.
Read.
Police said an officer approached Anderson around 3:38 p.m. on January 3rd.
Enough work.
As he was running in the middle of the street and exhibiting erratic behavior. So Big Cookie is right where he's referencing right here as he's running in the middle of the street of and exhibiting erratic behavior following a traffic accident. So this was about a traffic accident, which according to the police, witnesses in the area said that Anderson caused.
You keep going a little bit more.
Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I understand this. What? Police officers said that they approached Anderson, so they're saying that Anderson actually caused the accident. So there's a traffic accident that was caused by Anderson. Okay,
correct.
Now it says authorities said they contacted Anderson, verbalized with him, and requested additional units for a DUI investigation. The 31-year-old sat at the northeast corner of Venice and Lincoln Boulevard for several minutes as the officer spoke with him, police said. Is that good, Cookie?
One more.
Right here, Anderson, according to authorities, attempted to flee the scene when police cars arrived, via reports.
Okay, yeah, so I believe that's how, according to what they're saying now, because they will absolutely give us some false information. So that goes without saying. But nonetheless, according to what they're saying right here, that's kind of how the incident started. But yeah, that's I wanted to put that out there because I know that was like because I know sometimes.
So the only thing about this article right here, I definitely agree with that perspective. What you're saying, Cookie, is that the article then goes to say this officer struggled with Anderson for several minutes, utilizing the taser, body weight, firm grabs, and joint locks to overcome his resistance. And after handcuffing, taking him into custody. See how the story frames this particular news article. You know, see how it frames it. It says, "Hey, it don't say that he died and they killed him. It basically says, you know, they took him into custody or whatever the case may be." So these news stories sometimes shake things.
Well, I don't know that he died right there because if you keep going, it says that once he got to the hospital, he went into cardiac arrest at the hospital and died.
That's why I said they rendered medical aid. What?
Yeah. So the video
on the video, we can clearly see the excessive tasing. This article is just the excessive tasing, and then on top of that, we clearly see after the excessive tasing, the guy stops moving.
Well, let me ask you this.
I heard, it sounded like a police officer. Somebody in the background said he's dead.
Let me ask you this.
Can we go back and replay that to hear what the cops say he's dead?
Maybe mine on mute. I'm sorry. Let me ask you this, Love Doctor, if you don't mind.
We always mind. Every Thursday, 8:30, 2 mics in the mind. For all those people who just turning in, want to tell y'all thank you for joining in, calling in. Keep calling in, keep hitting the Cash App, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you don't know what the Cash App is, it's scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen. We got the one, the only Confederate 48 joining us right now. We got Big Cookie giving us one of his hot, cold takes. Go ahead and take it over, Big Cookie.
Let me ask you this. What do you believe that the reason that they were tasing him was?
I think it was excessive. I'm saying, what do you think? I believe that cop was frustrated.
No, that's not the question.
And drive a question. That's what I believe.
That's not the question. What do you believe the original cause of them starting to tase him was? They were tasing him for what?
I believe that the police wanted to invoke a point. He was frustrated, and out of that police officer's frustration, he actually wanted to continue to tase him, because you got to remember, he didn't tase him just once. He didn't tase him just twice. He didn't tase him just 3 times. He continued after the guy was already subdued. So he was tasing the guy. The guy was already subdued on the ground, hands behind his back. And we got to keep in mind, just last week, Tony brought up a really great article about what happened in Florida, where you had the 2 little white kids, and the white kids actually shooting and firing back at the police officers, and those police officers are able to have restraint.
Let me ask you this.
Also along the cases of, it's just one of those things where it's not justified.
Let me ask you this, if you don't mind, Love Doctor. 2 things. One, my original question was, why did they start tasing him? And the point of what I was trying to reach is they were tasing him because they were trying to get him into custody. So the reason why the tasing continued is because he was still resisting and stopping him from being able to get him to custody. So the reason why we can argue that, maybe something else could have been done, but the reason why the tasing continued is because the same reason it started. They were trying to get him into custody. And if you look at it, they didn't put the taser on him and continue holding the trigger. The taser would start, and then when he would loosen up and stop tension, so that way they could start putting him into custody, they would stop. They stopped the taser, and then when he would start back, the taser would come back, and then when he would stop again, they stopped. When they started again, they would come back. So even with that, we can argue the point of it being excessive, but I mean, we can kind of see how everything kind of led to each other. And how one thing kind of got to another. But I mean, all of this started from the fleeing from the accident. But nonetheless, and then even with bringing up the point of the kids and the Caucasian kid that might have been shooting at the police, I mean, that's like me telling my parents, hey, listen, I know Dwayne's parents, they didn't whoop him from that. Like a lot of times we can't really group everything together. Especially when it's not even the same department, it's not even the same state, city, nothing. This is somewhere completely different, and we can't. And these are different officers, so I can't say that the way that somebody else over here did this should have done that. You know, that them being lenient with some white kids, that's just what it is. But that doesn't necessarily contribute to this situation. I think we have a lot of wrong that's done to us. And that we suffer at the hands of bad, crooked police officers and a crooked system. But I think that also we got to also acknowledge when we're the cause of certain things. And then with this situation of his death, I think the gentleman, he shouldn't have died. He shouldn't have had to lose his life at all, by no means. But I do not believe that there was from what I saw in the video, that there was an intent for him to lose his life. The taser is supposed to be a non-lethal force that was applied. him dying, that was more of an accidental death or maybe manslaughter situation, but I would not go murder. There are times where I absolutely 100% believe that people of color, quote unquote, have been killed, which is they have been murdered. But I don't think this is a murder situation. I think this is an unfortunate situation where a gentleman lost his life.
That like a person.
That degree, I believe that there are a lot of situations where, bad policing just happen at different places, not a reflection of every police officer. But it's a matter of, if I said for me, I think some would agree. You got to look at, good policing and bad policing. I think the officer was calm enough dealing with him based off of hearing all of the other parts that happened. He really did put a lot of time into trying to get him to cooperate after that, considering now what I was heard and was told. But once he got on the ground and got the cuffs on, to me, I mean, and they could say, well, that's your opinion. We've been a law enforcement. I would have kept doing, I would have did the same thing. And there'll be some that would disagree and say, listen, like sometimes what they'll try to get a person, they try to teach the officer to do. When you're arresting a person, whether it's a minor a charge or a major charge, people really look at this. I was supposed to pick up my daughter from school at 2:30. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm finna be arrested. So my mind is dealing with who's gonna pick up my daughter. And now I'm thinking about that, and I want to try to get away. They try to teach someone de-escalation. You're still going to arrest, de-escalate. And they try to teach them. People are not just going to say, "Oh yeah, let me go." Like that guy, he probably think I just had a beer. I don't know. I'm just giving. No, I'm not justifying nothing he's done. I'm just drinking some. Okay, I had an accident. Now I'm looking at, oh my goodness, I can go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm afraid to go to jail. Still unfortunate. You still got to go to jail, not just fine. Now this man takes off. I also dealt with him really calmer than someone would have popped him off the rip. I mean, off the rip, they popped out their motorcycle because you already fleeing, which tells me you probably have a weapon, drugs, you want it. So all this is here. Why otherwise? Why would you run?
We having a little technical difficulties a little bit more, but Big Cookie, I understand totally what you're saying.
Yeah,
I appreciate you for calling in and sharing your perspective or whatever. It definitely opened up and enlightened some more stuff. And I think what we're all doing is when I listen to what everybody's saying, I think we're all agreeing to the fact that this right here, is basically it's a death that's definitely unfortunate, something that never should have happened and got to this extent. Rather than Joe, you got any commentary you want to add? Confederate State, you?
I feel like Big Cookie brought up very good points. I agree with a lot of the things he said, because we are analyzing the situation more into like our reality rather than feelings or emotions. And when we do really see the situation as what he said is reasonable.
I still think you could have did it different.
I want to add this, please. So
your volume low, Confederate.
Oh, okay. Let's kind of like. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at this same incident. Okay. How about Paul Pelosi? Okay. Nancy Pelosi's husband. Okay. Just recently, prior to him being assaulted in his own home, right? He was in an accident. He left the scene of an accident. He wasn't tased. He didn't lose his life. He fled the scene of a crime. But yet still, he got a chance to go home. Now, let's look at this young man, Keenan. He's affiliated with Black Lives Matter. We already know that Black Lives Matter is being dubbed as a terrorist organization by certain individuals. So with that being said, I would have probably ran too, or tried to flee, knowing that Black Lives Matter is an organization that is being targeted by white nationalists and other entities and organizations as well, right? So, but if you were to just to play the audio of that, you could hear the terror in his voice. You can hear the sheer terror, and then if you were to play the audio, it sounds like if a woman was being raped and the assailant is saying, just be still, stop moving, stop fighting. But then what person wants to be restrained and be manhandled and be just overpowered and not put up any type of resistance? I mean, it could go either way. And I respect what Big Cookie said too, is that, you know, by no stretch of the imagination, this man is just innocent on all charges, but he is innocent enough to being able to go home that night. And, you know, even though a taser is not intended to cause lethal force, it can. I believe any weapon that is used excessively can cause, you know, death to an individual. And that's just my take on it. I just believe if it would have been someone of a different nationality, of a lighter complexion, that they would have had a better chance of leaving the scene than Keenan would have.
Yeah. Boss, like you behind a dark black curtain, we can't see nothing.
Look like he in the car. Look like he's in a vehicle. Every time you ride past the street light, I see a glimpse of him.
Oh, that's what it is.
Hey, y'all talking about the police.
We can't see.
I mean, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Who else in this crowd? Boston, what's going on, Boston?
Hey, what's up, man? Y'all talking about the police and Jewish people. I can't show my face right now. So
I know that.
keep going.
Yeah, I know that's right. But Cookie has some points on it. But it's unfortunate that you got a mirror glare that's killing us too. You want to get that mirror glare to Boston?
Yeah. Let me ask you this too while I'm here before I leave. 'Cause I want to leave it to the professionals. The point that Ms. Tooley was bringing up in regards to the doctor having a patient to lose their life. There is a difference between a doctor and a police officer, obviously. But that's what I was saying when I would say the man, he should not have died. But you do have, like, somebody has to take the accountability for the fact of the man lost his life. So that's my whole point of, I would say in this situation, this is a very similar situation. If you just look at the circumstances alone, as an accidental death with the doctor, because you were doing something in the attempt to try to complete your job, but in that somebody lost their life. The same way if a doctor was doing surgery and you end up dying and it been something else, whether that been the negligence of the doctor or something they just didn't happen to know at that time. But I don't think that's why I just don't think that this is a deliberate attempt to take the man's life. That was all.
Big Cookie, real quick. I appreciate what it is you said. There's a comment that says that the taser did not kill him. The drugs did. My best friend died from an incident like this. Any comments? What's your take on that, Big Cookie?
If your best friend,
I was. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if your best friend was on drugs, what were you on?
Hard hitting questions. Hard hitting questions.
I was going to say, what I would say to that is that would be a question that the commenter himself would have to speak to, and then by no means did that connect at all to what I was saying. And though, see that the light's gonna go out, there must be a sign. It's time for me to go, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. But if I could leave you with this one little piece, put me on the full cam if you don't mind, Love Doctor, so that way you can fully emphasize my point in driving home.
All right, yeah.
By no means does what I said take away from the fight for our people. Okay, I do not want that to take away or deviate from any type of fight against the injustice that we suffer as a people. This situation, you can find anything in any of those single situations to see where things could have been done differently, or blame could be even partially put on the victim. But none of that negates our fight and what happens against us. Secondly, I do not want to be grouped with anybody. It's like when some stuff happened, I don't want to be grouped with anybody or any person or any group of people. This is just my opinion as a quote unquote black man in America. So I do appreciate your time. Two mics in the mind as a whole. And Confederate State 48, the guest is always on time and never late. We appreciate you.
Hey, Big Cookie.
Yes, sir.
Your volume low.
Tell the audience about your hit single, Where You Are.
Uh-oh. Let me tell you what. Where you are. That was actually Breeze's song, but I tell you where I'm at tonight. I'm at Two Mics in the Mind, the hottest radio station in all the land. If you're not here,
as Ron would say, it's in the same. It's all in the book. It's the same.
That's
book.
it. It's all
Tell
about
them about where you are, man. Tell them about where you are, Cookie.
when you hard hitting questions.
Oh yeah, why you ask Big Cookie too? Saying where's the those releases? What's all the stuff?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, are you the man behind the release for
Absolutely.
the song called Dream and the other song Ain't No Stopping Us Now? Talk to us.
Yes, sir.
Hold up, man.
Yes,
Where
sir.
can we look for it?
What today is January the 12th. But on January the 16th, I have a dream that there won't be no stopping us now, because mark your calendars. January 16th, we will have the official release of the project. All you have to do is you hold your pastor, Pastor Tony Smith. You hold him accountable. You get him to go in that office after the Shabbat, and we're gonna get it done.
Can we find it on Bandcamp?
Yes.
Big Cookie.
On January 16th, in honor of the Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, we'll have it done.
Hey, also
Appreciate you, Big Cookie.
Well, we appreciate it too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Also, if people want to know, because a lot of times they had insight on the hard rock stage where they interview, they had artists on there, they'll talk about people. You want to ask me, Dwayne, who's the hardest artist I ever had to work with? You can tell me, I can tell you right now. Who's the difficult artist you want to ask me?
You know what? I just feel led to ask, who is the most complicated, the most difficult artist to work with?
Man, you just put me on a bad spot right there. I want to say this.
Tough spot.
I work with a lot of artists. I played with Lady D, Danielle, and I work with Big Lee, Big Cookie, Jay Rich, Sweet Tea, and work with a lot of them. I think probably the most difficult artist would be Jay Rich.
Yes.
Jay Rich.
He can't stay away. The man wanted to go. He held us up. He needed 2 words. 2 words. And that man held a whole single up for, He said he had to go on. He said artists don't work like that. When you need them 2 words, you need to go home, go to sleep, deal with it for about a week, and come back. So I just want to put that publicly. Other than that, we worked out all our other difficult. We got contracts situated. Everybody make sure they get paid. And we ain't like NWA to bust. They have to put on stop because we can't figure out how Sleazy E getting the most money. Should be the most difficult artist. I just want to put that out there. Everybody want to be saved. They know it too. Y'all want to be saved, y'all?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Everybody agree. That's all we saying. I want everybody to have their own opinion. That's how we do it. But no, it is great to see you 248. It definitely missed you last week.
Yeah, always good to see you, Confederate. Yeah. Always good to see you, that Confederate. I'm curious because now we got the one, the only Bostic Sheriff has joined us. I'm curious to know what is your take on some of this stuff that's going on, Bostic Sheriff. Can you give us the one and the only your take on this matter that's going on currently, sir?
Why does Smith think her eyes like that?
Very difficult.
That's why we want to fight. No reason.
Dwayne, what's topic you talking about?
We're still talking about that police, the guy who was tased by the police officer and ended up dying.
Hey,
you hit the mute.
It's not too much. It's not too much we really can do, man. Until we get some of us in the same position to be able to police ourselves, because the same stuff gonna happen over and over again. You got people that support, Blue Lives Matter. You got people that don't. But at the end of the day, the people that don't, first time something happens, they're gonna call the police. They gonna call the police to protect them. So it's just one of those situations, because it's gonna be case by case basis on how you gonna be dealing with certain situations.
Man, I tell you, man, it's something. It's something indeed. You're absolutely 100% spot on. You spot on what it is that you say, man. So I definitely understand what you mean.
Because think about it. What's the average salary of a police officer? $30,000.
I think it's like 35,000, between 35 and 39,000 a year, I believe.
So if I'm making $35,000 a year, and my life is on the line every second, as soon as I walk out the door, anything that triggers my life is at danger, I'm gonna be on defense for $35,000. Then you gotta look at how much the people that protect the president of the United States, how much they make. It's a great difference. So you can't. I'm gonna risk my life for $35,000.
Let me say this. Hold on.
Either,
In LA, that was in LA. In LA, those guys make about $100,000 a year. They sergeants make over $100,000.
oh wow.
Oh yeah, I mean Atlanta police just went up to 62,000. They used to pay that. Then you gotta figure what you make on your overtime.
Mm.
Ain't the game now. It's still the job they do. I think you should be paid for, especially people that do the job well, because there's a lot of responsibility. When you leave home, you have more of a chance of not coming back home than a soldier, than a kid from in a gang. You have a higher risk of not coming back home. So I think a person should be compensated for it. But they are getting a lot more than what they used to get. Not to mention discount. I think Joe Biden pushed the bill through where police officers shouldn't have to pay taxes. Federal tax, something they're getting ready to take off of them. I want to say federal taxes they were fighting to take off of them, or state taxes, something like that. I'm correct. But go ahead.
Well,
Your volume low.
Something that Sheriff Bostic had, he had been teaching a while, and I hold fast to it too. Police officers, I commend them on the jobs that they do, but they still, at the end of the day, they have to know their intrinsic value as well before they even take on the job. I mean, because they know the risk factors involved of it. The same way, like you say, Smith, you say the reason that you got into the field, the craft that you're in, because of the people and because that you want to see lives saved. So you know the dangers and things associated with your job, but you say what you say once, you can say twice, and you're not cutting no backroom deals, and you're not doing it, and you stand on integrity. So regardless if these men make $100,000, $30,000 a year, the integrity should still be in place.
I agree.
I think Tony
You got a
loves
point. Compared for that, you got a point. Go ahead, Dr. Joe.
I think Tony loves what he does. Not a lot of cops love what they do.
Right.
And they do it out of necessity. A lot of them had no choice but to go into that career. So there's a lot of frustration in that area of career, if you want to call it.
Dr. Joe, the thing about that is, I believe it's just so few and far between when it comes to people of color to be able to get into law enforcement, because we've always been the victim of law enforcement. Because even when police officers was back in the civil rights movement, they were disrespected by white citizens. They couldn't even exercise their ability to be police officers when it came to their white counterparts in the civil rights movement. They were still being called niggers and called coons and monkeys and jigaboos, and they had a badge.
Mm-hmm.
And some whites would not even allow black officers to arrest them.
You got a point.
Broke the law.
You definitely got a point. But this right here, let's keep in mind, this right here, we can always say it's the race issue. So I agree it is a race issue. But this video right here, there was actually, a black cop also involved. So we got to keep that in mind too. So even though it is a racial issue, we got to keep in mind there was a black cop involved.
Mm-hmm.
We'll shift to.
Oh yeah. But that being said, Tuli sent me a message saying that there's something you'd like to share.
You gotta do.
I can't hear what you say, Tuli.
I said you don't have to do that part. You could just go to you don't have to say what the backstage part, because it's backstage. You just do it. Every week. I thought you
beautiful being footage.
Yeah. Roll it.
Wow.
Hey, it's okay though.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Introducing Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside.
That's disgusting.
Get healthy nutrition and no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Fitness starts from within. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration. All G.
Tony, you remember when we saw that?
Huh?
You know, people are talking about that. I think a lot of people had the same reaction you did when you first saw it.
Man, if you like that, you'll have sex with Stacey Abrams. That's just disgusting.
I thought that was Stacey Abrams.
I know it, man. That's disgusting, man. I hope that one. Oh my goodness. She about 4 foot tall. That's disgusting. They put her. That's how they.
I really want to hear what Tony has to say.
I want to hear what Tony's saying too. Tony, you're struggling streaming, man. You're coming in and out, buddy.
I don't know what the. I gotta give him a laptop next time.
It might be the area you think. I really have to hear what he has to say.
I want to hear what he got to say, but until his internet get fixed, Thule and Resident Joe, I want to hear y'all perspective, y'all female perspective. Go ahead, share it.
I understand why the video was made, but I can see why the video could be looked at as a negative connotation. I think they could have possibly had the end of saying it's not just for thin people because you're losing a market. Most Americans are obese. So you could do it to say, and then it's a perception that most obese people are not limber or can't do certain things. So I could see where you could have, if you took that approach, but you took an approach because you're trying to reach a market. Like a lot of people, even with education, y'all seen that South New Hampshire commercial where they show the Hispanic guy and he's homosexual. They show a quote unquote black woman with her kids. Yeah, Southampton University. If you look, you can tell what they're looking at. We lost the demographics. Southampton, New Hampshire is going to be more Republican type, Democrat, yuppie, white, more conservative, maybe. They're looking at there's a market for people of color. See, let's go after black women who trying to get education after. It wasn't any young black women pay attention to commercial. Then they show Hispanic homosexual. So you reach two races. You reach a race of the homosexual and you reach the Hispanic community because they're not being targeted with education. A lot of Hispanic people are educated and seek education. So they look at let's market homosexuality, let's market, predominantly black women or single mothers. They didn't show a husband. They showed them in a later year trying to get the people in who, after high school, typically college age, to draw them back. So all these people are marketing a market of people that's not being targeted, like obese people. They're not targeted for Gatorade. Gatorade is associated with Michael Jordan, who can go the extra mile, Serena Williams, who can jump over the net, who can hit the ball. So it's for fit people. But at the same time, I see where you could have undercut us with this insults you when I put these fit white, show a fat white woman doing it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I just want to get those two perspectives.
Why show a black fat woman? Like, I don't, it's not.
When that leg fell over, look, I could smell it from him. I said, no. No. That squirrel there, I don't know why that much the squirrel didn't need to do that. If it was a ceiling fan blowing in there, some more people in there, them people fell out. Stacey Abrams, please don't do that no more.
Skin people smell too, so we're not gonna do that.
But one thigh shrub, all you need is a mat head, and you can start a fire.
I mean, why y'all look at it as though she's on a journey to be fit?
Put her at the end of the journey. I feel like because I feel like whatever you see on TV is what you're gonna aim for. So I feel where they're putting certain things in our mind to accept certain things, and I think being overweight it's unhealthy, and it's not okay. So I think it's
something. It's not like she drinking Gatorade and eating a Big Mac. I mean, she is doing something.
And people do before and after.
She did something without her legs thrown up like that. I mean, at the same time,
hey, y'all judging. Y'all need to stop judging.
Instructor. She's an instructor.
Y'all need to stop fat shaming. Y'all need to stop shaming her, okay?
We're not trying to shame her.
She's an instructor.
It's things, and that's great. Let's show her instructor without her leg thrown open like that. Because you kind of demean yourself. That's me from me.
I got that. Her I think is, I don't know, because it could be her perspective of showing that these people can get those poses too.
But that's what I said. Gatorade used, so they got two majority that's being missed in America who haven't been touched. So she sold them on a majority. I know the two majorities were.
Fat and black.
Fat and ugly.
Woman is 3.
Fat and ugly. That's 2 demographic people. I mean, think about it, nobody target ugly people. Even they make makeup. Who it is? It's for beautiful women to look, even to take away other blemishes. Think about it. They never show you an ugly woman for makeup. They show you a pretty woman who just need a little touch that it just intensify. So you're not you miss a market. Most women won't buy it because they look at, I can't look like that model. So you got to show some people that are ugly to say, hey.
That's right. You got to show realistic people. You got to show people who realistic people who you can go into the grocery store and see.
Somebody asked if it was a skinny one, we had the same reaction. I would say this: I think it would have been less noticeable, and people would have bypassed it. It's the fact that she put the emphasis on her. Like I said, it's 2 reasons to show her ability. At the same time, they can still shame you. While you're thinking one thing is done, they're doing 2. I'm getting the market. At the same time, I'm embarrassing the people. For the so-called black woman, I will say this, you don't have a good image.
Come on now.
You have to look at certain things and say, that's not a good image for me.
Come on now. That's true.
I could do a lot of things, but me doing this publicly at this arena might put me, and it'll deflate what I'm able to do, because more people gonna laugh at me.
Absolutely.
You got to get that paper though. She got to get that bag. She got to get that money.
Why conform to what they're giving you when it's not?
Because of that money, right? She took that money. Had to get that money.
And that money
they should have put all black women. They should have put a black woman, a fat black woman, a fat white woman, a fat Hispanic woman.
Yeah, that's right. Let's do all of them. That's right. Let's do everybody.
Who knows? There might be some more cut. That might have just been episode 1. They might have episode 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Who knows?
The next episode will be the homosexual agenda to get them.
Yeah.
You target what you need to get, but you make sure you show 2 fit white people. A fit. You could have showed a fit was Hispanic man. A fit.
Come on now.
You could. Why wouldn't you attack a Middle Eastern? I mean, not attack them, but you could have showed them. It's a lot of Middle Easterns here.
Come on now.
There's a lot of demographics that will miss, but you target, because if you really look, you can basically group everybody under black and white. It's pretty much how they look at you. People don't believe it's only really 2 groups. Now. It's just black and white. We all have put the extra little connotation of we're this or that, but basically it's black and white. People tell you it's right here. When you look at the Bible, it's not color code. They had a rainbow Bible. The way you look at it is white pages with black letters. Everything is black and white. And people don't want to realize that, but it is. So we all need to be conscious of each other race and different things that offend people, because different races have gone through different events. So what might seem like a laugh off to me might not be nowhere remotely funny to somebody. They'll look at it because you're dealing with my heritage. You're dealing with something a lot more serious than you might think. What's the big deal? You're just too sensitive. Well, you can't tell me that when all I've been through was sensitivity training from your race. You know, not being overly sensitive when I've been kidnapped, not being overly sensitive when I've been put on an auction block with chain, not being overly sensitive when I've been thrown out.
Struggling streaming over there. Confederate 48, how are you doing? I seen you send a message that your microphone is down. Is it back up? No, I still can't hear him. Can y'all hear him?
I don't know if he's.
Yeah, I can't hear either one of them.
Doctor, you
but on this topic, I feel that they're making us get comfortable with certain situations that are not okay, empowering certain things that are not okay. And I feel as minorities, quote unquote, I can't accept that for my people. It's just not okay. I want my people to be as healthy as other nationalities. I want Black women and Latina women to be as healthy as other nationalities portrayed on TV. So therefore, I'm not going to accept this kind of stuff that they are putting just because, at least there's a Black woman. Yeah, but how are they showing her? It's not okay. To me, it's not okay.
Like you said, they could have showed a different color of each race that's obese, because then I see the comment like, to me it showed that she wanted to change. She actively, thank it's gone. She was actively doing something to lose weight. It's your weight problem. It could definitely encourage women to change if they see someone who looks like them going in a positive way. But that's not actually true, because when you go into Lane Brand, that's a big, Lane Brand is a heavy woman store. So they don't encourage a woman to lose weight. No, it tells her weight is okay, and we made clothes to fit you as you continue to grow. Gatorade never showed fit and trim. Gatorade was an energizer, test and replenish. So if you saw weight loss with Gatorade, you saw something totally different. Gatorade does not contribute to weight loss. It contributes to weight gain, because it actually is the only good thing in Gatorade is water. The sugars and everything make you retain the fat and the salt. So it actually does not. If she's actively working out and doing something, I would have shown her from her previous weight, showing then where she is, to say, this is where we made changes, the growth is. Just showing her that weight, where do we saw where she started at? You said, well, it's showing her actively doing something. They could have shown her actively doing something without showing her in that manner. That's not our issue. Our issue is how you being portrayed, and when you being marketed all over the world in a negative light. When you watch the new AIDS virus, the new AIDS medicine, they show you black men walking, kissing, holding hands. Yep. So you're saying, hey, you can this, and they say, and you can't transmit it. So you're saying, yes, with this stuff, listen, you can't so they know.
I like to find that. Tell me more about that. You think I play that?
Whatever this new AIDS medicine is supposed to help. I'm sure you'll find the AIDS couple. It'll show the black man. It'll show them hug, kiss. It'll show them with a child. So I'm telling you what you notice. Whenever you see a commercial, it's
wow, I found it.
Guess why? It's a race of people. It's a target of people because we don't have your demographics, or we're trying to sell something to that demographic. They're trying to encourage black men who are questioning homosexuality, who are trying to leave homosexuality because they're looking at it's a wrong act. I know it's wrong. Then I'm contributing to a disease that's deadly to me and other people. Definitely got them questioning. But now this drug is trying to get them a confidence like, hey, don't stop being gay. I created something so you can't transmit it. They're giving them the permit. They know the condoms are not as safe. If they've been lied to and told that this homosexual thing they're transmitting each other is deadly, it's killing them. So the whole market of selling it is to encourage them to continue. I see.
You want to try it? See if we can hear you?
Say that again, Thule.
I was asking you to try it and see if we can hear him. Excuse me.
All right, we can try the video. Here we go.
To help protect from HIV, I prep without pills. With Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of HIV without daily PrEP pills. With one shot every other month, just 6 times a year. In studies, Apretude was proven superior to a daily PrEP pill in reducing the risk of HIV. You must be HIV negative to receive Apretude and get tested before each injection. If you think you are exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. Apretude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Don't take Apretude if you are allergic to it or taking certain medicines as they may interact. Tell your doctor if you've had liver problems or mental health concerns. If you have a rash or other allergic reactions, stop Apretude and get medical help right away. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, liver problems, and depression. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions and headache. You must receive Apretude as scheduled. Ask your doctor about long-acting Apretude.
I can't look.
Oh, a lot of black people. Good grief.
And again, the same thing. You notice the black woman was fat, and then it's a
transvestite in the dressing room. You know, they can say, well, they show whites too, but not to the degree that they want to prep. Then they showed you the black man, woman, and the black woman. They're telling him it's okay to give it to her. You safe to go back. A lot of these guys left their marriages because they didn't. Now, some of these homosexual guys did not want to transmit this to their family, so they left their wives. Fear of, I didn't want to give it to my wife. My kids hate me. It go over to my kids. So I leave my wife. I go with my love. Stay with my love. Now they're saying, listen, you can live that life. This is subliminally what they're telling them. You're safe to go to her and to him. You ain't got to worry about transmitting, so you can play both sides of the fence. And when it bites them, just like the COVID vaccine bit them, a vaccine that causes more COVID makes no sense to be called a vaccine. So this is the same ideology that he uses. And people say, every time you look at something, you find the black and white of it. I mean, I'm constantly being kicked and brutalized by the people that show me commercial. I got to look at your commercial, see, what are you really trying to tell me that I'm missing? There's always an undercoat. And we have to stop thinking that it's not.
That's right.
It's undercoat. Look at the people who are constantly sitting in the hospital, who are constantly sick, who are constantly dying, constantly being incarcerated, constantly being undereducated, constantly being underfunded, constantly being, in every aspect. You know what I'm saying? You only overly when it comes to sick or incarcerated. So we have to question the ideology of these people when they show us things. Listen, does it make sense for McDonald's to show McDonald's commercials in McDonald's? Does it make sense for Burger King to show Burger King commercials inside of Burger King? Because the only people going to see them are people that's inside of Burger King. It makes no sense to show the commercials. I'm putting it out to reach a people in a demographic that I'm not getting in hopes of getting you in here. So the commercial is telling you that your numbers are not what they're telling you because you're trying to target black people with the medication. They said, well, he's trying to help them. No, you're trying to get them to keep a comfort level of commitment. There's an undercoat. It looks like we're helping you, just like his Salvation Army, just like his Red Cross. How many times have they been shot, killed, and arrested in other countries, in South American countries, in China, and North Korea, because they've been found to be spies, and they were actually there to kill people.
This is a really interesting topic, though.
Oh, goodness. This is terrible. Well, I gotta fix that. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what the deal is with it. I think he's on that computer, but I'm sorry.
That commercial was sickening, though. Like, it was just,
man, that thing is
hard to watch.
Well, like I said, monkey see, monkey.
Yeah.
So they learn how to create. That's how you get.
There's a lot going on, man. Too much going on out here.
Yeah.
People don't realize people can only do what they see and what they know. Everything that Adam did in the garden was based off the pattern of saw. The same thing when Musa came down. The only way he was able to work in the signs he did in Mizraim, they called Egypt, was because all of this was done previously. It was shown. Police brutality, police murders have only been done because it's been shown. So they can't create it on their own. Okay, they know how to follow the law and the legal of the law. Same way with these commercials. These people look at it. This is how you target the people. You give them the imagery, and when they see the imagery, they will portray it.
Yeah. It's trends that are happening. Like, and you see famous people promoting this being big and unhealthy and all this stuff, and people follow trends. I'm very careful with trends.
Yeah. You got to educate our people to be smarter and people in general. That's every rate. I mean, I think it was tacky. It showed it to Caucasian people because you infiltrate them as well. It's like on every end, but there's a larger level of people you need to get. Now, this is not just a conspiracy. I think people need to get over. It's just a conspiracy of black, Latinos, Asians. It's a matter of everybody that's killing. You need certain numbers larger, but at the same time, the population control is there. All these behaviors have been found to be detrimental to any people. There's no way that two men living together can never make a baby. They can never create some success that can generate after.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
There's no way to pass an inheritance. You have to have a wife, and the man and the woman has to come in and procreate to pass down the legacy, to pass down the genes. How has man and woman been together this long? Because we've been following the pattern. A person, a boy, little boys are kids until somebody comes on and pop them. Stop
right.
That boys don't know. A little boy pick up a toy, pick up a doll. You get me? What are you doing with that dog? That's a girl. He'll jump. The kid jump. You pop it up. You don't
correct that behavior. That's right. That's correct.
And the kid grows to know these are do nots.
Right.
Yep.
Now you taking that away because this is how they perpetrate. We saying, man, why all these gay men are coming? What are they seeing? Television. Yeah. Will and Grace came out. That was the first homosexual show we knew was open. Look at the detriment after. And you know, when they invaded Iraq and took over, that was the first show they put on. One of the first shows with Will and Grace. Friends. Making like white people can live and be successful without jobs, be ignorant and still be intelligent, and then to show you these are the people that rule over you. The people that took your country, took down your government, just gave you homosexual television and a bunch of bums living together. I didn't watch the show, so I wouldn't know. Bunch of bums. The most loved star was an idiot, Joey.
What was this? What show was this?
Friends.
Oh, y'all did watch that.
So these people get what, $50,000 an episode when it's shown?
Mm.
I mean, look at Jerry Seinfeld.
I know that. Yeah.
They had a job, but mostly spent time there because they show the relax of. You never seen what Jerry had to have a rent party like Good Time. You remember they had to have a rent party to pay the bill? To raise some money to help pay. Jerry had an episode where Jerry had all this money. Jerry buys his daddy a Cadillac.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's doing well. George gets a job he didn't even interview for. It goes in, have a desk, and he's doing stuff. And then they bust him, and he just leaves. He get these great relationships. Kramer doesn't have a job. He's an idiot, and he lives in the same building with Jerry. And if Jerry got all this money, he's living here. What does that say about Kramer? They're saying that white people can have money whether they're ignorant or intelligent.
Facts.
Yeah, it's just, man, honest. It's things you really have to look at. And right, these are not shows that you show people of color or Hispanics. George Lopez, look at him. He looked like his mama was an idiot and a whore. So what was the show? He was a whore. His wife G was good, and they had problems, and George was an idiot. His kids were out of control. His daughter was loose. And so, they don't show you positive shows. But I see our time ticking down, and as always, we coming to a close. We hope we, left you with something to think and consider. They people, it's the hate if you don't like a situation. They love to make that right change. And ready for they can't know how good it is to be. You always, if you got a home here, you got a home where y'all with hobbies, whether other people that watch this, other co-hosts, Dr. Joe, Love Dr. Fox, you take them again. Hey, if anybody else should do you mind, you tell me you always mind. Every Thursday, right here on Two Mics in My Mind. Hey, if nobody else talking, they love you. Hey, we love you. Now let us come on. Truly love Dr. Resident Joe Fox. Take us home.
Yeah.
All right. In the words of Confederate, what did he say? He always says, share, like, subscribe with the Cash App, and don't forget to check out Wound Management. That's on behalf of Confederate 48. All right. Thank y'all so much for your comments. We really appreciate the interaction that we had tonight. Always feel free to come on the show. You don't have to show your face like he said. We would love to have you and hear what you have to say, because what you have to say is important to us. All right. I will leave you with this.
$5 on it. What'd you say?
The healthy life. Okay. It's not about losing the weight.
Yes.
It's about losing the lifestyle and mindset that got you there.
I like that one.
That sounds like somebody that couldn't meet the diet goal.
They came over.
Yeah, that's one of them moral victories. They call them moral victories. You actually lost.
You need the diet goal. You have to. You have to
win and lose. It's about how you play the game.
Yeah, listen. You know what it is. You know who made that saying up? I guarantee, if you could pull the person up that saying came from, their obese. I guarantee you. You already know. I'm tired. I can't lose weight. You know what? Losing weight and like this here. You can be fat, but you done lost some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can't find
I'm skinny in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm skinny in my mind. I got lightweight thoughts.
I tell her, see, it's under messy. It's an undercoat in there.
It's not just about. It's not just about losing.
Right. They couldn't lose weight, Dwayne. You got.
But I gotta give it to you. That was a great job, Tuli. That was actually an improvement. That was much improvement from last week. So I definitely appreciate that.
Shoot people down.
Really great. Really great. Really good.
They looked at somebody else who lost the weight and they got pissed. You know what? It ain't about losing weight. It's about, you don't say you lose all kind of stuff. I lost time. I won right there. You know, stop it. That's only them to go. You lose the time.
I might be fat, but my mind is skinny, and that's all that matters. I might be fat, but my heart is skinny.
Exactly.
Oh my God. That's right.
It's about what's on the inside.
That's right.
Really good every time.
I appreciate y'all, Ahab, and special thanks I do again for Big Cookie. Definitely appreciate you calling in. Absolutely, positively.
Showing your handsome face. Thank you.
Ahab, y'all. Ahab, y'all.
The daddy.
Ahab, y'all. Come back.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and the mind on the
And the mind.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until next week.
Fat people lose weight. You can do it.
Good night, Tuli.
Good night, Wayne. Good night.
Ahab.
Ahab.